Hello everybody, Ryan Hyatt visiting with Marsha Sharp at the United Spirit Arena. This is kind of an interesting case of deja vu. I think we may have done this a time or two, Coach.
Just a couple of times, Ryan, yes.
It's exciting to sit here today, get a chance to talk about some of your new endeavors. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but as most folks know, you stepped away from the sidelines here at the United Spirit Arena, but never really stopped coaching, never stopped mentoring. Let's catch people up on what you've been doing the last couple of years.
Well, thanks. First of all, it's great to see you. And we had some great times while you were doing all of our media for us and everything, and I really appreciate you doing this today. I've had a chance to do some really special things since I stopped coaching, and on the national level, one of those was the Kay Cancer Fund, and I had the opportunity to visit with Kay a few weeks before she passed away, and we decided it might be a good situation to attempt to do the foundation and for me to try to help it get off the ground. And so for a couple of years, I've spent a lot of my time trying to do that, and it's been an incredibly rewarding experience and kept me connected with people in the basketball world, the women's basketball world in particular, and coaches and all the other players as ESPN and different people were involved with it. But we've been very fortunate. We've raised about $4.5 million in about a 2.5-year period of time, and all of that's going to cancer research. We most recently gave a grant to MD Anderson for an ovarian cancer project that was worth $1 million. So what a great thing to be able to be a part of, and certainly to attempt to keep Kay's legacy alive has been important to me and a lot of other coaches around the country, and I've been really blessed to be able to do that. I think now it's time to turn that over to someone else, someone who maybe lives in North Carolina and in the middle of all those folks over there that are still so passionate about her, and we have an office there, and to be able to supervise that on a day-to-day basis will be great for someone. But it was a great honor for me to be in on the very beginning of it, and now to hand it off to someone else and do some other things that I'm really excited about doing.
Well, let's talk about some of those other things. You are coming back into the athletic department. Let's define that role a little bit and what you hope to accomplish, and maybe catch people up on the origination of this role and where it started.
Well, first of all, let me start with the last question first, because Kirby Hocutt has been wonderful trying to help me find a role that we both think would be beneficial to Texas Tech athletics and then to me personally, and I really appreciate everything that he's done since he's been here for me to attempt to get back in the fold. And I'm going to love what I get to do for him every day. First of all, I love the way he thinks out of the box, and the fact that he's really all about trying to take care of people and put them in a position where they can be most successful. And I think everybody in the athletics department feels that from him right now, and the things that we feel like we can all do to move forward together. Specifically for my role and the things that I hope I'm able to try to help create have to do with professional development, and I love that. It's trying to bring in some leadership series things for coaches and staff. Everybody that works in the athletics department, no matter what your role is, I think we're trying to make sure that we all have a similar message and that we're all moving in the same direction with different projects that we're working on. I'm going to get to do some leadership things with students, and then also do some community engagement. And you know, that's right up my alley, and things that I know and a lot of the folks that I've worked with for a lot of years within the community. And so I think I can at least provide names and addresses you know, for people that we can maybe try to connect with. And we've got some great ideas and some things that we hope we're going to move forward with in the next year that are really service projects that benefit the community. But you know this, Ryan, as much as the community benefits from them, those student athletes and coaches and people benefit more when you go out and offer a helping hand. You're usually the one that comes away with the most, and those are the kinds of things that we're trying to create for our athletes.
Like you said, this is right up your alley. Never stopped coaching, and you get into the coaching of coaches a little bit with this. You also have continued to work in the community. You mentioned what you did with Kay, but right here in Lubbock, Texas, the mentoring program setting up with young kids, junior high level, even maybe a little bit younger. How much of that did that push you back towards this direction? Say, this is so much fun. I enjoy coaching people, not just basketball, but just people.
I love it. It's my passion. You know, it's what I actually even enjoyed doing when I was coaching our team at Tech, was to watch them grow as people and to give them opportunities to really gain as much as they possibly could from their experience here, whether that was travel, which you did a lot with us, or you know, even opportunities to serve the community academically, and to get several degrees at once if they could do that, and to put themselves in the very best position they could to move forward. And I'm so grateful to Tech that they allowed the Lady Raider basketball program to have those opportunities for so long. And now you know, maybe to do that in a situation that's a little bit broader and with a few more programs really intrigues me, and I really appreciate the chance to attempt to share some things, you know, that I just learned over the years. I may not be the smartest one here, but I do have a lot of experience in Lubbock and in this athletics department trying to do some things. So I hope to share those and see if we can, you know, help people create dreams and reach their goals and do things that they want to do.
Yeah, I know how important tradition and history are to you and the impact that you've had on this university, but people before you, like, well, let's just how far back you want to go.
There you go.
You know,
yeah.
We can go through the years and talk about the different people that have had an impact on this university. Is it important to you now to be able to come back into the department and use this position to get that back out there? Not just the '93 National Championship, but the roads that built this program and built everything. And I'm not just talking basketball, obviously, but the athletic department that you've been a part of.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I'm a big believer in that for people to know where they're going, they need to know what came before them and what kind of a price was paid for all of us to be there. And you and I both have talked about this before, that probably neither one of us would have the opportunities we've had if it were not for Janine McCaney. And the fact that she put us in positions to do what we wanted to do and what we loved doing. And I will never forget that. You know, so for me, particularly for the female athletes in the athletics department, to keep that name alive and to make sure people understand the history and that it wasn't always easy and there weren't, you know, all those many scholarships and opportunities for employment that there are now. But it had to start someplace. And she was definitely the one at Texas Tech that was the pioneer that got us all moving. And I would never have had the opportunities to coach at the level that we got to coach at without her. And we got to remember that.
What is the next step, aside from getting some furniture in the office maybe and deciding which of the numerous mementos to hang up? What's the next step as you really launch this thing?
Well, we're trying to gather input from everybody in the department. You know, when you do leadership things, well, I think it's important that you're doing things that really matter to people. We could have all the sessions we want, but if it's not hitting them where they live, then we're not accomplishing a lot. So the first thing we're doing, and I have a great group around me that's trying to support this, is to attempt to gather information about what's important. You know, those folks that work on our maintenance teams here in the athletics department, what do they want to know? What would help them to grow in their profession and in their lives? And then try to provide those opportunities. The same with head coaches. What would be the thing that if you could know that tomorrow that you don't know today, that you feel like might help you run a better program, what would it be? And some of that may be as easy as talking about some of the things that are unique to Lubbock and to Texas Tech and the great strengths we have here, and how people always maybe want to try to point out our weaknesses, but let's don't let them. You know, let's make sure we stay with those strengths and have the things in mind that we want to make sure that we relay to everybody in our path, whether that's fans or recruits or parents or whoever it might be that comes in here. Sometimes, as you know, it can be opponents. People would leave the United Spirit Arena because of the great staff we had here and say it was the best place they played all year long. Well, that's an amazing compliment, you know, and for them to go back and try to duplicate that at their universities, I think was a compliment to everybody that works in this arena. And I think everybody here has a lot of pride in that. So those are the kinds of things I think we're trying to set up and see what we need to do. And we're kind of in an information gathering stage right now, I think, and then we'll put some seminars together, some brown bag lunches, some opportunities for people to go out in the community and serve, and all those different things to try to pull it all together.
Well, Coach, it's exciting times at Texas Tech. It's an exciting new program. I can't think of anybody better who's been a trailblazer all of her career to launch this at Texas Tech than you. Thank you for your time today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for being here.
And thank you guys for taking a peek and visiting with us.